Hey guys, I'm Adrian Constanary Jr., also Dr. Durag himself, but today I'm coming to you as Adrian Constanary and letting you know of a new project that I'm starting called the Lyfeline Initiative. In its entirety, the Lyfeline Initiative is actually a community development program that focuses on strengthening a community's entire economic system, its food system, and focuses on helping the homeless communities that might be in or around the surrounding area of which the Lyfeline Initiative will be placed. With that said, there are 5 steps that I hope to actually enact with this, and letting you all know what these 5 steps are. Step 1 of this process is actually to buy a huge plot of land, and with this plot of land, we will be able to find a good spot as to where a community garden and a farmer's market at the same time can be placed and be able to be opened and ran by the community. Step 2 of this process will be taking the plot of land that we have and we will section it off into different areas and plots, so that way different businesses and corporations, even the own inhabitants of the city, will be able to come and they will be able to buy a plot of land and thus grow whatever they choose to in that area. Now, they will be able to sell this back into the community, which will allow it to be a farmer's market, and that can be flowers, vegetables, fruit, whatever, and whenever they sell it, a portion of it will come back to the garden, so that way the garden will be able to maintain and keep itself, but also it will flood in to the next part into phase 3. With the funds that come from phase 2, phase 3 will be able to get a kickstart and a jump. Now, with phase 3, I'm just going to tell you this is the heart and soul of the Lyfeline Initiative. Phase 3 is where we go to a homeless shelter or we find a homeless person who we can work with and actually helping them get acclimated back into society. And by giving them all of the necessary resources that they will need, including free housing and career service professionals that will be able to help them become acclimated with the next steps in their lives. With the 4 months of free housing, they will not just be staying in here by themselves, they will actually be meeting with career service professionals the entire time that they are going through this program and getting help on getting hired for a good paying job, learning how to work within the workplace, finding out what their skills and weaknesses are, helping them manage their taxes, helping them just become a very contributing member to society. And that's something that I feel like we often miss the mark on when it comes to helping people and getting them back on track into what it is we call society. Now, this time frame can be extended by one of 2 ways. If they're able to find a job before the 4 months is up, they will be able to have an additional 4 months of housing, and they will be able to get more money into their bank account. They will be able to get more funds towards everything else that they need, and then they will be able to also start to slowly pay different bills at a time, so that way they become acclimated with it and they don't just get it all bum rushed towards them at once. Once it gets to the end of that last 4 months that will be gifted to them, once it gets to the last 4 months, then they will have the option of buying that house, and all they will have to do is pay 2 months mortgage on it, and they will continue their life being a proud home owner. This is the main goal of the Lyfeline Initiative. Once we have been able to show that this process actually works, and we have our first batch of people who have actually been able to benefit from the project and benefit from what we've been able to do, we will then move over into phase 4, which will also kind of synonymously happen with phase 3. But phase 4 will be starting to get more businesses within this community wherever we choose to put it at, and we will be able to have more things in the surrounding area, thus raising the property value of the entire community even further and upping the standard of life that is there. Once we finish that, we then end up in phase 5, which is probably my favorite part of the whole plan. Once we see that the community is self-sufficient and the program can run on its own without us having to oversee it, we will take the entire idea and we will move it to another town, starting again. This is the Lyfeline Initiative, giving the pulse to the community and making it to where it feels alive, bringing the life back into it, and understanding that there are people out there that need it, that need what's going on. So the next part of this video, I'll be going into why I'm into this. Why is it that I want to do this? What drives me to want to do this? And honestly, it's actually pretty simple. When I was a child, I used to work in a soup kitchen at my church, and we used to have people come through all the time, and They would come in and they'd be so happy just to be served and everything like that. And it was great. It was a good feeling. But as I got older, I started to think, we ended up closing that soup kitchen down. And I said, well, I don't know if that was someone's only source of a meal, or a meal that they knew that they could rely on. And it got me thinking, how do I know with these different projects that I do, they're self-sustaining. These projects will actually help someone rather than harm them. You see, we have a lot of projects that we like to think is a great idea, or an outreach that's a great idea, but is it truly going to help them in the long run? Am I giving them the tools to be better once I'm gone? Once this service that I'm giving is gone? I'm not saying I'm a savior. I'm not saying that I'm someone to be worshipped. No, not in any way, shape, or form. But am I teaching a man to fish, or am I just giving a man a fish? As I started to think more on this, last December, I was really pondering it for a very long time. And one day I went on a walk with my mom, and I came up with this idea. I came up with the phase 3. I came up with phase 3 during this whole walk that I was doing. And I said, oh, well, this is perfect. This is great. I don't know where I'm going to put it. And then I came up with the community garden idea the following year, actually this year, 2020. And I said, well, this is a good idea too. I don't know where I'm going to put it. So I said, well, you know what? I have 2 ideas that are really good with no location. Put them together, see what happens. And I started looking around at different properties that it would probably be able to happen at. I found one. It looks great. It looks beautiful. It looks like it would be the perfect spot for it. All I need now is to be able to buy this land and then move forward. That's all. So in the description below, you will see a link to a GoFundMe page that actually has the actual listing of how much money we need to buy this plot of land. Once we buy this plot of land, this entire thing can motion forward and it can move forward and it will be perfect. But we need your help. We need you to be a donor to the Lyfeline Initiative. Please. You can look at it. You can see more on it in the GoFundMe page. I actually just gave phase 3's idea because I didn't want to put too much out, but you can read it for yourself and you can share it with your friends. You can share it with someone who you think might be able to help out. But please, if you can, donate. Every dollar brings us closer to the goal. So please don't think that $1 isn't enough. If I can get 2 million people to give $1, we're there. So please feel free. If you don't have the money to give, I completely understand. So please share this on any social media platform. Please let all of your friends know. Send them this video so that way if they have any questions about it, they can watch this and they can understand what's going on. And thank you so much for even watching this far into the video. So also, if you would like more updates on this, I will be posting video updates on this channel, so you can subscribe for more information later in the future. And also you can see the different Dr. Durag videos if you are interested. With that being said, yes, I am a doctor. Don't ask for my degree. Every Durag I own is another PhD. Doc out.